Hey everybody, this is Stephen Ramsden, and we are kicking it over here in Atlanta. Let me get my. All right, that ought to be. We're kicking it over here in Atlanta and doing our thing, mains. Looking for the green room link. I can never find that. I don't know. But I'm about to share this on Facebook real quick. Command C. And things are moving fast here, so not a whole lot of time to diddle daddle. Not exactly sure where the green room link is, as usual. Rob Black knows, but I can never find it. Anyway, we got about 20 minutes, 25 minutes before the pass, so I don't want to waste a lot of time trying to do that. Oh, here we go. And yes, hey, that's me. This is Stephen Ramsden. I am the director, founder, or whatever, of the Charlie Bates Solar Astronomy Project. And we are broadcasting this live from Atlanta. The International Space Station is going to pass across the front of the disk of the sun. So we're going to look at it through a calcium K Skywatcher USA 6-inch refractor, and another one just like it with a hydrogen alpha filter. It's going to look cool. It's a really tricky thing though. It only lasts 0.69 seconds, maybe less, because we're not quite on center line. I've got to get as many frames as possible. So stay on this page. Now I'm going to put a little time trying to find a green room link, because I always like to have my Cobber friends and Pranvera, whoever that wants to join. But dang it, I could never find it when I need it, man. Okay, links. Last user, Hangout Toolbox. Ramsden. Alright, whatever. Just put that on there. Control room. Yeah, I don't know, man. I could never find it. Hangout Toolbox, control room, links. Plus, it's 3 a.m. in Australia, so I doubt Rob Black cares. He's probably snuggling away on top of that ZZ Top beard he's sporting these days. Let's see if YouTube will let me get to the green room link. Boy, the seeing is terrible. We've got about a 20-knot wind, minus 5 degrees C here, and I'm shooting about 1 degree over the top of a black asphalt roof. That's how low the sun is here in Atlanta. And I'll start showing all this to you in just a second. YouTube. Okay, YouTube. Where are you? Let's see here. YouTube. Yeah, I'm too excited. I need to calm down and make everything right. I cannot find YouTube to save my life. All right, let's try it this way. I will just type YouTube. My good buddy Melissa Boucher is letting me use their driveway to film this, because I can't see it from my house because my roof's too tall. I have to back out down the street a little bit, down the driveway a little bit, just so I can see it. It's crazy, man. Okay. My channel. Okay. Let's check my live streaming status. Oh. Stream status is okay. Broadcast alert. Huh? Create highlights while live. Peak concurrent. I'd love to use a quicker bit rate, but you know, I don't know you. What am I supposed to do, you know? All right, what is this? Let's see, how do I get somebody else in here? Watch live control room, info and settings. Basic info, settings, enable live chat. Yeah, I can't figure it out, dude. So sorry. Live chat's enabled. Of course, I don't know where that is, but we're broadcasting. That's that. All right, let's share the screen for the yeah, my name's backwards down there, huh? How about that? Let's just turn that garbage off. Who cares? How's that? Okay. Blah, blah, blah. Let's screen share something besides me. I know I'm quite handsome, but how about this? All right, this is the sun in hydrogen alpha seen through my 6-inch refractor with the hydrogen alpha module. And of course, I'm sponsored by Meade Coronado telescopes. We always have to mention them because they're awesome. And let me get on my chat window and see if I can chat with anybody. Control, chat. Invite people. Okay. This is the green room link, I guess. I don't know. Okay. 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 AOINE, I think. Yes. All right, let's go over and look at SDO and see what the orientation of the sun is right now. Is that correct? So now, okay, what does our sun look like? It's hard to say. It's so blank, it's hard to figure out which way it should be oriented, but it's still awesome. Yo. I think we need to switch vertical. Okay. Vertical. Oops, not vertical. I mean horizontal. There we go. Now, let's put this little bad boy over here a little bit. I've got calcium in the other telescope, and I'll try to log into my Google Hangout with that too, and see if I can share them both at the same time. Oh, there you go. That's good. Good. Okay. And as usual, I look like a moron out here in my driveway. My neighbors all think I'm lost my mind because it's very, 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 well, just very, very cold right now. We have some new neighbors that haven't quite figured me out yet, so it's kind of funny to watch their reaction. All right, let's see if we can. I want to be right about there. All right. I think this is about as good as the seeing's going to get, which is terrible, by the way. I'll turn it up a little bit. My exposure is way too high to not get a blurry image, so I'm going to turn up the brightness a ton. Normally, I would never do this when I'm taking an image, but I'm going to turn up the brightness really high so that I can reduce the exposure time down to something usable. I hate doing that because it's so grainy. But since we're only looking for a single frame and not a stacked image, it really doesn't matter that much. You can see how much grainier it is now. Of course, on the calcium, I don't have to do that. Let me see if I can join the call with the calcium one also. Currently, 21 minutes before the ISS transit. I don't know if anybody's even listening, but if you are, welcome. I can't figure out the green room link. I think I posted it on Facebook, but I'm not sure. Yes, okay. Well, how do I join this? I want to join this call. Trust. Okay, got it. Join. Okay, cool. I just joined it. Let me turn everything down. Okay. Now what I'm going to do here is turn down my mic, mute myself so I don't take over the broadcast. You can choose the calcium K screen, which is now up, or the hydrogen alpha screen if you want, and you can monitor either wavelength now, looks like. Yeah, how about that? That's really cool. Let's see, why is that one so far off? Okay. Hey, Boyan, welcome, man. I can't hear you probably, I don't know.
Let me try.
Oh, I got you now.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Hey, bro.
Hey, bro. Unfortunately, I got two microphones going here.
Are you getting any feedback on your end?
A lot, yes.
Oh, well. I don't know what to do.
Try muting one, I guess.
Yeah, I did.
Well, let me mute.
There you go. I think I
accidentally muted you
instead
of me. No, I don't want to mute that one. I want to mute just this one. Mute myself.
A
Wait a minute. Okay. It should have went away now.
Yeah, no feedback now. Good.
Okay, great. I thank you for doing such a great, fantastic job on our fundraiser this year, man. I was really warmed my heart to see somebody else participate in taking care of the program. It's usually just me, and I was really happy to see that. Well, thank you.
Yeah, I mean, it's something I believe in strongly, so you put as much effort into it as you can.
Well, you're the man, and I only wish you had came down to visit because I had a little something set up for you, but we'll wait till maybe next time if it's still here.
Well, I will be coming down. It looks like first week of January and second week of January.
Okay, good. We can make it work then. You don't mind carrying a lot, do you?
I will. I'll bring an extra suitcase.
Okay. Well, what I'm doing now is I have the calcium scope going, obviously, on one screen. I'm trying to, at least, and the hydrogen alpha going on the other screen, so viewers can look at either one they choose. I'm not presenting to everyone, so you can switch to whatever image you want to look at, but it's only going to be 0.6 seconds when it actually happens. So you can't, it'd be rough to see it on both.
Yeah.
But I will be recording both of them, of course.
Of course.
I'm going to recalibrate my guider real quick because I'm not getting real good performance out of it.
Okay.
And feel free to fill in the audio time if you want to. I got a lot of stuff I got to get calibrated.
All right.
That moving left and right and up and down is caused by the guider calibrating, and when it gets done, it'll make a beeping sound, hopefully. And I've also got my DSLR set up out here next to me, and I'm going to try to do a video of it in white light. I've only got 2 scopes on this mount currently. I gave away the other one, so I can't get all 3 wavelengths going.
So how do you guess the exposure level for a transit like this?
Experience, man. Experience. I'm telling you, you need to be below 1 millisecond. It depends on how many frames per second you're shooting. And my cameras are really large chips, so they shoot only 15 frames a second.
Mm-hmm.
So it's imperative that you, no matter how many frames per second you're shooting, it's imperative that you get the single frame exposure down below 1 millisecond. And or as low as you can get it. That's very tough to do on a double stack H alpha scope.
Right.
But the way you compensate is by turning up the gain or the exposure to a much higher level than you normally would when shooting for stacked images, because of course the gain adds a bunch of noise into the image. But if your exposure is more than 1 millisecond, you're going to get a blurry ISS image. And I've found that out through about a dozen attempts where my final image was blurry. It looked beautiful on screen, but it was really blurry. That thing's moving fast, man. It ain't gonna sit around and wait for you to, it doesn't stop in the middle and wave at you. So as you can see that, go ahead.
I remember back in the day when I got my first telescope, I managed to catch it once at night and then just manually track it at maybe, I don't know, 100 times magnification or so, and it zips across the sky.
Mm-hmm. It's easier at night because it's a much brighter object compared to the background.
Right.
But with the sun, the sun is so bright. I mean, it's a black silhouette going by, but it's difficult to get the sun and the ISS exposed properly. Well, it's impossible with just the exposure. So you have to use gain,
right,
to make it work. Now the calcium scope is totally different because its exposure is already so low for calcium that you can pretty much just use your standard calcium exposure settings or white light. The exposure for white light is so low that you could just use your normal exposure.
Right.
But it must be below 1 millisecond. And unfortunately, my H alpha scope is a double stacked 6-inch refractor, and my the lowest I can get my exposure without just going crazy is 1.8 milliseconds. So we'll see.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see how that works. Oops, that's way too bright. Well, let's get down to, see, that's 1 millisecond, and it's just, if I turn the brightness up that high, it's so noisy. Well, I guess I'll try it. Who cares? I mean, it ain't like I'm doing this for a living or anything. We'll try it like that. That's about as bright as I've ever had my gain set, and I don't even know if that translates on the internet or not, but it's really grainy.
It's very poor detail on this side.
Yeah, it's very grainy, and a lot of that poor detail is really because the seeing is terrible.
Okay.
But it's even worse when you turn up the gain so much.
Yeah.
That's about where I'm going to leave it.
So it's minus 4 degrees down there?
-6 now. The 20-knot wind, and miserable. For Georgia, it's miserable. I mean, you'd probably have shorts and a t-shirt on up there, but
Well, actually, it's minus 15 now and feels like minus 23. And it's going down to minus 30 tonight. So.
Good Lord.
So no shorts for me.
Yeah, that's pretty rough to do an outreach event in that weather. I limit it to 40 degrees Fahrenheit to 90 degrees Fahrenheit. That's the window I'll do outside events because parents down here complain about everything.
Okay.
So, and that's the high temperature for the day. If it's over 90, I don't do it. If it's under 40, I don't do it. But hey, how's it going?
Yo.
I was actually talking to my neighbor, but did someone else check on too?
It looks like we have someone.
Yeah, this is terrible. This
There we go.
gain is way too much for my taste. I can't do it. I gotta come down a little bit. .003 of a second. The pass is going to last 0.7 seconds. Hey, there's some birds. So 0.003. That's 30 hundredths. 300 tenths. It's going to last 6 tenths. Yeah. Yeah. Hey, come on in. You can squeeze in if you want. I'm on a Google broadcast too. But what's going to happen in a few minutes is the International Space Station is going to pass across the sun.
Oh.
And you see the silhouette of it. It's very small. It's about the size of this little area here. But it'll come zipping by like that. And,
oh, wow.
I'm shooting some high-speed cameras so I can catch the silhouette of it from the sun. So,
oh, wow.
So I'm broadcasting it on Google Plus. We got watchers around the world that are nerding out and waiting for it to happen. So right now it's not very exciting. There's no sunspots. There's no prominences or flares or anything. But these white areas are hotter plasma, and these darker areas are cooler plasma that are floating. And all that shaking, you see how ragged the edge is? That's because of the jet stream. Is really strong above us, and it's causing a lot of turbulence in the air. So this is about as bad conditions as you can get for shooting the sun. See a birch.
Oh yeah, what's
that was a goose. There's a lot of geese migrating today.
Oh, wow.
It's because the sun is shimmying.
Yes, because the sun is shimmying. Yeah, someone in Canada just said.
It's Mike Overacker.
Oh, it's Mike Overacker from Pennsylvania. Where are you at?
Virginia.
I forgot. Virginia, yeah. Anyway, the space station doesn't care what my sea conditions are because it's going to fly by anyway.
Okay.
So I can't call them up and tell them to hold off until tomorrow.
Wait till it's a little better.
But this is another 10 or 15 minutes from now.
Oh darn! I gotta go to my next.
Yeah, I'll have pictures of it on my Facebook page. We're friends on Facebook, aren't we?
No, I was going to ask you about your website or Facebook.
Yeah, I'm the only Stephen W. Ramsden on Facebook.
All right.
And this is my nonprofit card. It has my name spelled on it. And if you send me a friend request, then,
okay.
You're welcome to get on there. My little chick magnets on the back.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, friend me on Facebook,
do that.
and we'll share our birding photos and astronomy nerd photos.
All right, great. Well, thank you so much.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, well, enjoy. Thank you.
Oh, by the way, my camera records any motion in front. So, and I've seen you a couple times walking around and walking by. I'm just letting you know that it does record everything. So, don't scratch your asses or anything in front of me.
Yeah, sometimes Emmy will take off and I'll have to
Yeah, I don't care. She can do whatever she wants over.
Yeah,
I don't care.
let's go to the door, and she decides to go.
Yeah, my yard is your yard for the dogs. You know, I don't know why we have that divider between our yards. I wanted to just tear it down and we both share the same big yard, but they haven't done it yet. Anyway, let me get back to my broadcast and I'll talk to you soon. What's your last name? Yes. Send me friend requests. That's my neighbor's dog walker.
Okay.
Okay, so when it gets to be 9 minutes from now, I guess I can turn the color on. You know, everybody likes color.
It's not color?
No, this is, well, they're monochrome cameras, but my software allows me to pick a false color.
False color.
Yeah. So there's a cool looking purple. And the calcium is color purple. And the way we've got this set up is I'm not presenting to everyone. So if anyone talks, it brings up their screen as what the viewers are seeing, which is fine with me. I don't care. But you can also select whatever screen you want to watch. HA or calcium are both logged on from my two iMacs I got here. So whichever one you want to look at, unfortunately, you can't see both of them at the same time. And it's going to happen in 8 minutes. And that's that. And I don't know if you heard the earlier part, we've got the gain turned up really high on the H alpha scope so we can see it, because without the, and I would never do that otherwise, but without the gain up high, the exposure has to be too long. And long exposures are not good on ISS passes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So right now we're at 2.7 milliseconds on the H alpha, which is still too long if you ask me. And we're at 0.5 milliseconds on the calcium, which is fine. That's no big deal. Let's see if I can get more.
Are these the?
Neither of these sorry.
I'm sorry. Are these lunts or are these the day stars?
Well, we're sponsored by Coronado Instruments and Celestron Corporation.
Oh, okay.
How about that? And I'm using a 6-inch Skywatcher refractor for the calcium, and another 6-inch refractor for the H alpha.
Oh, okay.
If you understand me.
Yeah, I understand you.
Okay, double stacked H alpha, which also increases the exposure time.
Exactly. Yeah.
But that's the way it is. It takes too long to make it a single stack. I don't feel like messing with it. Let me see if we can get everything centered up again. Have you ever done one of these passes, Mike?
No, I've never done one. I really don't know even where to look to get the information of a possible pass.
Yeah, I use calsky.com, and our charity sponsors it. Thanks to you and the other viewers' donations every year.
Oh, okay.
We send a little money their way, and they give a very, very precise thing. This morning at 4 a.m., NASA boosted the orbit a little bit and changed the entire center line, so I had to completely scramble for new location. But fortunately, they changed it to right over my house. So.
Oh, that was handy.
Super convenient.
Oh, yes, I was going to. Hey, there's Kevin Lagore, man, from Focus Astronomy. Welcome. Welcome, my man. Kevin, we've got H alpha and calcium broadcasting, both with my name on the side of the screen there, whichever one you want to watch.
Yeah, I'm on the calcium.
Okay, and I would suggest that viewers pick one, because whenever somebody talks, it takes over the screen. So we'll do a moment of silence here starting at 12:08, which is 6 minutes from now. And if nobody talks during that, then nobody will lose their screen. But of course, I'll be shooting videos and everything. So yeah. You may not believe this, but I'll have something on Facebook.
Yeah, what are the odds?
And everyone, yeah, and every one of you guys are avid of the Charlie Bates program, and I'm extraordinarily grateful, especially this year. So thank you.
How you doing,
Thank
Kevin?
you. Good. How's it going?
Pretty good. I think this is the first time I've talked to you.
Oh, well, you can always call my office if you need anything. So.
Okay. Thanks. I appreciate that.
Oh, yeah.
And Mike, I do have the 3 day stars all set up on a 3-way mount, but that's up in our prop. We have 180 acres up in North Georgia, and those scopes are set up there.
Oh, okay. That's
for
cool.
use. And I love them all. I'm happy with all the competition, but I do have agreements with Coronado and Celestron, so and Skywatcher. So since they're willing to support our program and what we do, then that's who I support.
I love my Coronado PS2 double stack. It was great, and but
hey, Jasper,
I'm sorry. The thing is, I carry a bunch of telescopes, for nighttime use in the outreach van. So to be honest with you, the day stars made sense, so I switched to them.
Absolutely, and each brand is great for a specific thing. The day stars are fantastic for high focal length, close-up views. They're the only company on Earth that puts out a sodium scope right now, which is another great thing.
I love that.
Jen has been very supportive of our program too. The Lunts, I don't mind telling you they're better for imaging. They have a flatter screen if you get the pressure tuned Lunts. The tilt tune Lunt is identical, or maybe a little less than the tilt tune Coronado. And in my opinion, there's no better visual scope out there for a full disc than the Coronados. The the sweet spot, that everybody knows about, and the uneven illumination is actually a huge benefit when you're doing visual, because it gives it a three-dimensional feel that you don't get with the super flat image from the pressure tuned scopes. So they've all got their uses, and I use all of them.
Yeah, I kept my Lunt 60, but it's a tilt tuned. It's not a pressure tuned.
Yeah. So and that's basically the same exact scope as the Coronado 60. It's just a little prettier, got a better focuser, really. But when I went with Coronado this year, they agreed that they were going to put a Feather Touch focuser or a Crayford focuser on their scopes as soon as possible. It hasn't happened yet, but I'm assuming that's going to happen very shortly as they launch their Eclipse stuff.
Yeah.
And I'll look forward to that. Kevin's got 2 of our 90mm Coronado scopes that already have the Crayfords on them, and they're great. Okay, so I'm gonna let you guys do the talking, and I'll signal you at 12:08 when I start the videos. Boy, the seeing is terrible.
Of course it is.
Look at that ragged edge. That's hard to believe.
Yeah.
If y'all could see where I'm sitting, I'm out in my driveway, and I'm looking over my house, and the sun is about half a fist above the roof of my house. Good Lord, that is.
So you're getting a little bit of radiant disturbance from the roof of your house.
A lot of it.
Yeah.
A lot of it. Even in the calcium, and the calcium's usually real crisp even with that. But hopefully it'll clear up just in time. Okay, let's see, what time is it? 12:06.
A couple more minutes here.
I'm gonna start the videos a minute early and just let them run. Is that what you got, Kevin? You got 9:06?
Got 10:06 Phoenix.
10:06. Well, I'm going by iPhone time, which is 12:07. Yeah, it's a little bit better now. I'm gonna turn the color off because it just looks like crap. There we go. All right, so it's supposed to be at 12:09 and 39 seconds, which is less than 2 minutes. And I'm hoping it passes the portion of the sun I have in the camera. If it doesn't, then, whatever. Alrighty. But it's 12:08. I'm gonna start the videos.
And maybe everyone go on mute so that the video doesn't.
Let me see. Mute everyone.
Yeah,
everyone mute themselves if you don't mind, so that nobody takes over. All right, record movie. Start record. So pick the screen that you want, and here we go. You're going to see just a quick satellite spurt right across the sun. It's going to be less than a second. And I'll shut up now. Hmm. Hmm. Was that it? I did not see it. And we're past the time. Did anyone see it?
I didn't see anything on calcium.
Nope.
I thought I saw a black dot
Yeah, that was it.
about on the calcium view. It's right. It was right just to the left of center, but it was like didn't look like a pass. It just looked like a dot there, and then it was disappeared.
Boy, that was awesome, wasn't it?
Of course, it might just have been me, wishful thinking, but
I thought I saw it too. And I'm going to go ahead and stop the video recording. And I'm going to check. And of course, as soon as I hit stop, it'll probably go right across. Let me check Cal Sky real quick and see if anything changed.
I've heard that they're tremendously fast.
Oh yeah, I've done it a bunch of times, and you will miss it if you look away just for a second. So everybody hang tight for a minute. Feel free to add some comic relief.
2 hours of preparation for a millisecond of transit time.
Oh, that's nothing, man. Yeah, that's always the way it is. That's nothing. Let me find the Cal Sky page.
I didn't outreach one time for the for the Venus transit, and had the news or the local news people were there, and I was in a shopping mall parking lot, and had telescopes set up, and it was sort of partly cloudy, and as the transit started, it started raining. And it only rained in the parking lot that we were set up at.
Oh boy!
Everywhere else in the city didn't get any rain. Just we did. And of course, I had to tear down the telescopes and throw them in the back of the astronomy bus. And we kind of waited it out. And I think about half the people, we finally got the look at the sun before it set, and about half the people saw it.
Yeah, I heard that same report from a lot of places here during the Venus transit. And I was on top of Mauna Kea at that time, so we got a pretty good view of it. It was 6 hours long, but we gave out about 30,000 pairs of glasses here, and I heard almost everybody had rain and clouds. And some people got to see a little bit of it. But, it's the fun is going out there and setting it up and trying. Sometimes you win, sometimes you don't.
Yeah, we said it. We saw the Venus transit in 2004 when the sun was rising, with an in transit, and that was a beautiful day.
Well, it said it happened at 12:09 and 39 seconds. So, if you want to switch to the calcium view, I will turn it up and see if there's any calcium proms. We'll make the best of it for now. And there's really not. The sun is fairly low activity as we're heading back into solar minimum. And it brings up an interesting point. This eclipse this year, of course, is going to be fantastic. But really, the eclipse coming up, what is it, 7 more years from now?
Yeah, 2024.
2023, 2024.
Yeah.
That one should be even better because it will be solar maximum.
Hey, do you all know that the area around Carbondale, Illinois is central line for both?
Yeah, I did know that. And yeah, Carbon Creek. Yeah, I was thinking Carbon Creek, the episode of Star Trek Enterprise. But anyway, that's another thing. All right, what I'm going to do is open up this video and go through it real quick while you guys are enjoying the promless calcium K image. Can anybody hear the 50 doves that are cawing about 30 feet from me.
What, that all that cooing?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can hear it.
Coo, coo. All right, let's see what we got on the. And if I see anything on here, I'll share it with everybody. I apologize that this was not the fantastic ooh and ahhing event that I expected. But so who's got outreach plans for December in the snow?
Oh, I do. I've got a couple solar outreaches the rest of this year.
Maybe some live feeds, but I'm wrapped up for the year.
When's that baby coming, Kevin?
January 12th.
Oh boy.
All right. January is good baby month.
Yeah.
Good baby month.
That's the reason there will not be much outreach occurring in the near future.
That's a lame excuse, man. Where's your priorities? Let's see.
But see, you got all these really good reasons to buy new telescopes. It's for the baby.
I made a career out of it instead. So just have scope shipped here if I need it.
That's good. I'm reviewing the video, so everybody hang tight. And this since the sun, this is the sun's zenith right now, and it's 32 degrees up, so it's very far away. So the ISS, a lot of people don't realize if it's summertime and it's midday, the ISS is twice as large because it's twice as close to us. It orbits 250 miles above your head, but if it's off at 30 degrees elevation, it's about 600 miles away from you. And it was 39 arc seconds across today, and its maximum size is 58 arc seconds. So it is a very, very small thing this time of the year. And like if you see an ISS transit of the moon or the sun or whatever that's going to happen with one of those bodies at 15 degrees above the horizon, it's going to be like 800 miles away. And it will be extraordinarily small. But the plus side of that is that the transit lasts a lot longer if the sun or moon is at a low elevation, because even though it's moving as fast, it's so much further away, it takes longer to cross in front of the disk. So you might get a full second and a half of transit. Sometimes you can get 3 or 4 seconds transit if it's real low when you do it. But if it's directly overhead, it might be 0.2 seconds. So when you're planning your transit, you get a much better image if it's directly overhead, the sun or the moon, but you get a much longer transit and slower moving object, which will let you do longer exposure times if it's real low in the sky.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, that's cool information.
Yeah, so if you want to do, like, everybody tries to get a close-up of a transit, and the only ones I've tried, I've missed every time, like by using a 3x Barlow or 5x Teleview or something to try to get a closer view of it. I strongly recommend not doing that and just trying to get as crisp and clear of an image as you can at your native focal length.
Yeah.
Because it is very frustrating to sit out in the middle of somewhere and do all this preparation. It's easy in my driveway, but had I been out somewhere with all this stuff set up and you have the camera pointed at the wrong part of the sun and you don't see anything.
Exactly.
That's
Kevin.
happened at least half a dozen times.
Kevin.
Yep.
Hey, are you astronomyoutreach.net?
No, I'm focusastro.org.
Oh, okay. I thought you were associated with the Astronomy Outreach.
Astronomyoutreach.net is ran by Scott Roberts at Explore Scientific, and what is it's a wiki page that Scott maintains, and he just lists anybody's outreach on there, and he tried to have it be a single location for everybody that was doing outreach in the U.S.
Yeah.
It hasn't caught on a whole lot yet, but I'm on there as well, and I know Kevin's on there, and Mike Simmons is over there, and anybody I think can get on and put a page on there if they want to.
Yeah, I've got astronomyoutreach.org.
Oh, do you? Yeah, that's a good one, man.
And I I was thinking about doing something similar, but whenever I saw the astronomyoutreach.net, I just kind of set it aside. But I was for some reason I was thinking Kevin was involved with the.
Well, I think all of us are listed on there. You might even be listed on there. I don't know, but it's a wiki page that links to Wikipedia pages for all these programs. So I'm watching the calcium one now to see if anything happens. I really hope something happened. But I get to try again Monday because it's going to pass right over Agnes Scott College on Monday now instead of today. So I'll be over there Monday with the stuff set up. Although that will be a lower elevation and it'll only be about 25 degrees, 20 degrees.
Mm. I checked my forecast and I got nothing but tiny, tiny little satellites flying over this area. So.
Yeah, it's very rare to get an ISS transit over your house. I've probably seen maybe 3 of them in 10 years.
There was a lunar one last week, but it clouded over, and that was about 15 miles from my house. So,
you guys say this is Cow Sky?
Yeah.
Cowsky.com is the site that I use, and you program in your location on Earth. And anything that moves in the sky, man-made or natural, is tracked on there. And anytime anything crosses anything else, it's all tracked on there. It's a really, really good site.
Okay, it appears I've already been here because I've got an account. Okay, yeah, last visit 160 days ago.
Guy up in Canada runs the whole thing on his own and yeah, it's really, really accurate. And that's what Terry Legault uses in France. That's what most of the transit guys use. Wow, I did not see a thing. I'm going to watch it again. This is the farthest I've ever been from the center line of one of these. I'm 3.8 kilometers away. But the width of the shadow supposedly is 19 kilometers.
Is it really?
Well, supposedly, according to Cow Sky, you can see it if you're within 19 kilometers of the center line. It'll pass some part of the sun. The further away you get, the further towards the edge of the sun it goes.
Yeah.
But I've never actually not been on the center line before, for one, so then maybe that's what happened.
Mm.
Unless I misread that and it was 1.9 kilometers, which is possible. Yes. This is my wife. Yeah, those are awesome.
Yeah, the forever stamp. International anyway.
Cool. Well, I guess I'm going to review the H alpha one now and see if anything happened there. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm not real happy with that. I don't know. at least it got people thinking about it and got people logged in, and
Yeah, I need to start doing
this is
more
part
of
where I
the
make
live
excuses
feeds.
for not producing. Well, by the way, another interesting fact about today, even though we are coming up on the furthest away, no, wait a minute. We're coming up on the shortest day and the tilted away the furthest we get in the northern hemisphere, otherwise known as the winter solstice. We're actually closest to the sun. And if you notice, the view from both scopes has the sun larger than the field of view of the cameras. And most people don't realize that we're closest to the sun when it's the coldest in the northern hemisphere. And in the northern hemisphere on June 21st, we are actually the farthest from the sun, and the sun fits in the field of view of both of these cameras. But we're tilted towards it a lot more, and it's hotter. So, the northern hemisphere, we're further from the sun in our summertime and closer to the sun in our wintertime. And that explains a lot of exploration in history, because we have much more mild seasons as opposed to Australia right now, which is closer in the summertime and further in the wintertime. So not only are they freezing there, they're also freezing because of the distance. It's almost 1 million miles further. It's over 1 million miles further at its furthest point than it is. It's about 92 at its closest point, about 94 million at its furthest point.
Also, this is the super sun.
The what sun? Yeah, the super sun. Yeah. That will be on January 9th, I think. It's a little bit, it's not exactly on the summer solstice or the winter solstice.
But it's close,
our shortest day was actually about 8 days ago, was the earliest sunset in the northern hemisphere. I'm not exactly sure what the timing is on all that, but yeah, we're closer in the wintertime. Therefore, when people were like heading out of their villages, man, they like it better in the northern hemisphere because the seasons are more mild and there's easier agriculture. And that's why more people live in the northern hemisphere than the southern hemisphere. A lot more.
Well, sunrises and sunsets here are a moot point anyways, because it all depends on where you're standing in relation to the mountains around you. So
yeah, true. Horizon elevation, etc.
Exactly.
Well, I've watched the calcium 4 times and I haven't seen anything.
I must have been seeing things.
I feel so bad about this, but
yeah, I found this enjoyable.
Hey, it brought us together, so that's all.
There you go.
It did. And I'm an old retired geezer, and nobody comes to visit me anymore, so it's nice that I had to, lured you guys in with some phony ISS transit BS. There you go. That calcium does look pretty good, though. It's just nothing on it. No sunspots.
We seem to have lost your H alpha feed.
And he has his microphone muted on the other.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess I'm going to bolt. All right.
Good talking to you, Mike.
All right. Take care of yourself, man.
Take care. Bye.
All right. Bye.
Well, it looks like Stephen isn't coming back. So from the Canadian director, I'll be signing off as well. And take care, everyone. And thanks for signing in. Bye-bye.